The knife that ends you is rarely held by an enemy. It's usually in the hand of the friend you trusted. By the time you see it, it's already too late. One betrayal is not a fight. It's an execution. Most people spend their lives fearing enemies. They imagine danger as something loud, angry and obvious, someone standing outside the gate shouting threats. Because these enemies are visible, people know how to defend themselves. They build walls, lock doors, and stay alert. When danger is clear, the mind stays awake and ready. That is why enemies rarely destroy you. You expect them. You prepare for them. Friends are different. A friend does not stand outside the gate. A friend is invited inside. You open the door for them. You lower your guard. You relax your mind. You feel safe. You allow them to sit at your table, hear your thoughts, and see your true self. You share your plans, your fears, your doubts, and your weaknesses. You show them the parts of you that the world never sees. That is where real danger begins. Betrayal is never a fair fight. It is not two people facing each other with equal awareness. It is one person attacking while the other feels protected. You were not preparing for conflict. You were laughing. You were trusting. You believed you were surrounded by allies, not threats. An enemy attacks from the front where you can see them coming. A betrayer waits behind you. They observe you quietly. They learn your habits. They wait for the moment when your guard is lowest. When they strike, there is no warning. That is why betrayal does not feel like defeat. It feels like shock, like confusion, like paralysis. Your mind freezes because you never prepared for danger from someone you trusted. Betrayal is not a fight. It is an execution, planned in silence and carried out when your guard is down. 2. The stranger can't hurt you. Friends. We are taught from a young age to fear strangers. Unknown faces, dark places, and unfamiliar people trigger warning signals in our mind. We stay alert because we do not trust what we do not know. This fear actually protects us. Strangers usually cannot harm us because we keep distance from them. We choose how close they come. We build walls, set limits, and stay careful. That is why strangers are rarely the real danger in our lives. Friends are different. With friends, we lower our defenses. We allow them close, not just to our body but to our mind. We share personal thoughts, private fears, and future plans. We trust that loyalty will protect us. We believe friendship means safety. But human nature does not always work that way. Niccolò Machiavelli understood this truth clearly. He studied power, ambition, and human behavior. He knew that not everyone acts from loyalty or love. Many people act from self-interest. Some people wait quietly for the right moment, when you feel comfortable and safe. They wait until your guard is down. This is why betrayal feels like an execution. The enemy is not outside the gate trying to break in. The enemy is already inside, smiling, listening, and pretending to support you. They study your weaknesses, your emotions, and your blind spots. Your kindness, your trust, and your openness are not appreciated. They are measured and used. This is not about becoming paranoid or cold. It is about awareness. The stranger cannot hurt you because you control the distance. A fake friend can because you give them access. When you understand this, you stop walking blindly. You begin to protect your mind, your energy, and your future. 3. The 3 faces of the hidden enemy. Not every friend is truly your friend. Some people stay close not because they care, but because being close benefits them. They hide their real intentions behind smiles, jokes, and friendly words. On the surface, they look supportive, but underneath, they are watching, measuring, and waiting. Niccolò Machiavelli understood this side of human nature. He knew that many people act from self-interest, not loyalty. To protect yourself, you must learn to recognize the hidden enemy before it is too late. The first type is the flatterer. This person always agrees with you. They praise everything you say and do. They laugh loudly at your jokes and make you feel important. At first, this feels good. You believe they support you, but this is a trap. The flatterer feeds your ego, so your judgment becomes weak. They are not loyal to you as a person. They are loyal to your status and power. The moment your success fades, their loyalty disappears with it. The second type is the crisis architect. This friend is always surrounded by problems. Their life is full of drama, pain, and confusion. They constantly need help, advice, and emotional support. You feel useful and needed, so you stay. But over time, you realize something is wrong. They never truly change. They do not want solutions, they want attention and control. When you face trouble in your own life, they are suddenly gone. The third type is the subtle saboteur. This one is quiet and intelligent. Often they are your equal or competitor. They do not attack openly. Instead, they use small actions to harm you. Backhanded compliments, hidden insults, and planted doubts. Slowly, they damage your confidence and reputation. By the time you notice, the harm is already done. Recognizing these three faces gives you power. Awareness removes illusion. When you see clearly, you stop giving the wrong people access to your life. 4. How to test who is truly loyal. Understanding fake friends is not enough. You must learn how to see their true intentions before they hurt you. Machiavelli believed that people reveal who they really are through small actions, not big words. You do not need arguments or confrontation. You only need observation and patience. The first test is the good news test. Many people believe friendship is proven during hard times, but that is only half the truth. Anyone can stand next to you when you are weak. The real test comes when you succeed. Share good news about your life, your work, or your goals. Watch their reaction carefully. A real friend feels genuine happiness for you. A fake friend forces a smile, changes the subject, or shows a moment of coldness. That small reaction exposes hidden jealousy. The second test is the silence test. Stop sharing everything about your life. Become calm, polite, and slightly distant. Do not explain yourself. Observe how they react. A loyal friend respects your space. A fake friend becomes uncomfortable. They ask too many questions, push for information, or try to create drama so you open up again. Their discomfort shows they valued control, not connection. The third test is the no test. Say no to a small and reasonable request. You do not need excuses. A real friend accepts your boundary without anger. A fake friend reacts emotionally. They use guilt, pressure, or silent punishment. This reaction reveals that the relationship was based on usefulness, not respect. These tests are quiet, but powerful. They do not create enemies. They reveal them. When you observe instead of react, you protect your mind, your energy, and your future. 5. How to neutralize fake friends without fighting. Once you identify a fake friend, the worst mistake is emotional reaction. Anger, arguments, and confrontation give them power. Machiavelli taught that noise creates enemies, while silence creates control. The goal is not revenge. The goal is protection. You neutralize fake friends quietly, without drama and without exposing yourself. The first method is the grey rock. Fake friends feed on emotion, attention, and reaction. When they try to provoke you with gossip, insults, or manipulation, give them nothing. Stay calm, speak less, show no anger or excitement. Be polite but distant. When there is no emotional response, they lose interest. A person who cannot feed on your energy cannot control you. The second method is strategic distance. You do not need to cut them off suddenly. Stay close enough to observe, but far enough to stay safe. Attend gatherings when needed. Keep conversations light. Share nothing personal. This allows you to see their behavior clearly while protecting yourself. Distance removes their ability to cause harm without creating open conflict. The third method is silent reflection. When they use backhanded comments or subtle attacks, do not react emotionally. Pause and ask a simple question like, "What do you mean by that?" Then stay silent. This forces them to explain themselves. Often, they expose their intentions without you saying anything. Silence becomes a mirror. Neutralizing fake friends is not cruelty, it is self-respect. When you stop feeding manipulation, you regain control. You protect your peace, your focus, and your future. Calm awareness is stronger than any argument. 6. The 3 types of fake friends. You must recognize. Not all fake friends behave in the same way. Some are loud, some are quiet, and some hide so well that you only notice them after damage is done. Machiavelli believed that understanding patterns of human behavior is the key to survival. When you can recognize these patterns, you stop being confused and start being prepared. The first type is the flatterer. This person constantly praises you. They agree with everything you say and make you feel special. At first it feels supportive and encouraging. But slowly their praise feeds your ego, not your growth. They are not loyal to you as a person. They are loyal to your success, status, and influence. When your power decreases, their interest disappears. The second type is the crisis architect. Their life is always in chaos. There is always a problem, always a story, always pain. They come to you for advice, help, and emotional support. You feel responsible for them, but when you need support, they are nowhere to be found. They take energy but never give it back. Their problems never end because they do not want solutions. They want attention and control. The third type is the subtle saboteur. This person is clever and patient. Often they are close to your level or competing with you. They never attack openly. Instead, they harm you slowly with small actions, backhanded compliments, hidden criticism, and planted doubts. Over time, they weaken your confidence and damage your reputation while pretending to care. Once you can recognize these three types, you stop giving them power. Awareness becomes your defense. When you see clearly, you choose carefully who stays close to you. 7. How to test your friends without them knowing. Once you understand the types of fake friends, the next step is to identify them before they cause harm. Machiavelli believed that wisdom comes from observation, not confrontation. You do not need to accuse anyone or create drama. You simply watch how people react in small moments. Those reactions reveal everything. The first test is the good news test. Many people think loyalty is proven when life is hard, but real loyalty is tested when life is good. Share a success, a win, or a positive change in your life. Watch their reaction carefully. A true friend feels genuine happiness for you. A fake friend forces a smile, quickly changes the subject, or shows a brief moment of jealousy. That small reaction exposes hidden resentment. The second test is the information diet. Fake friends need information to gossip, control, and manipulate. Stop feeding them. Be polite but vague. Give short answers like, "Everything is fine," or "I'm still working on it." Observe their response. A real friend respects your privacy. A fake friend becomes restless, asks too many questions, or tries to provoke emotional reactions to pull information out of you. The third test is the no test. Say no to a small, reasonable request without explaining too much. A real friend accepts your boundary calmly. A fake friend reacts emotionally. They may guilt you, pressure you, or withdraw affection. This reaction reveals that they valued what you could give, not who you are. These tests are quiet, but powerful. They do not create enemies, they reveal them. When you observe instead of reacting, you protect your energy, your peace, and your future. 8. How to neutralize fake friends and regain control. Once you identify fake friends through careful observation and subtle testing, the next step is not confrontation. Anger and drama give them power. Machiavelli taught that quiet, calculated action is far more effective than fighting. The goal is to protect yourself, not to create enemies. The first tactic is the grey rock. Fake friends thrive on your emotional reactions. When they try to provoke you with gossip, insults, or subtle manipulation, respond with nothing. Do not argue, do not explain. Stay calm, neutral, and polite. By giving no reaction, you remove their source of power. Over time, they lose interest because they cannot feed on your energy. The second tactic is strategic proximity. You do not need to cut them off completely. Keep them close enough to observe, but far enough that they cannot harm you. Attend meetings, casual gatherings, or necessary conversations, but maintain control. You become the strategist, observing their behavior while they remain blind to your understanding. The third tactic is the mirror of silence. When they attempt subtle sabotage, backhanded comments, gossip, or hidden criticism, respond calmly. Ask a simple question like, "Why would you say that?" Then pause and watch. This forces them to reveal their intentions while you stay in control. The fourth step is to protect your energy. Share your time, thoughts, and personal information only with those who deserve it. Build trust slowly. Guard your mind, your ambitions, and your peace. The fifth and final step is strengthen autonomy. True power comes from within. Your authority, safety, and confidence should not depend on others. Fake friends prey on weakness. When you are self-reliant, aware, and calm, their attempts at manipulation bounce off. By applying these strategies, you turn betrayal into opportunity. You stop being a victim. You regain control of your life. You do not destroy fake friends. You outgrow them. You make space for real allies, loyal partners, and genuine friendship. Calm awareness, not anger, becomes your greatest weapon. 9. The ultimate lesson: protect yourself like a lion. After understanding fake friends and learning how to neutralize them, the final step is to focus on yourself. Machiavelli wrote, "If you want to survive among wolves, you cannot be a sheep. Seeing reality clearly does not make you cruel or unkind. It makes you safe. You're not losing friends, you are losing illusions. Not everyone around you is loyal, and not everyone deserves your trust. Accepting this truth is not harsh. It is necessary for your survival. The world is full of people who act in self-interest. Some will pretend to care, some will hide their intentions behind kindness, and some will strike when you least expect it. Your job is to see through the mask. Observation and awareness are your weapons. Silence and calmness are your shields. Do not react blindly. Do not seek revenge. Protect your energy, your mind, and your peace. Keep the people who are loyal close. Keep those who are dangerous at a distance. And always remember, power and strength come from within. A strong, self-reliant person cannot be manipulated or destroyed by fake friends. By understanding the truth, testing intentions, and neutralizing threats quietly, you regain control of your life. You stop walking blindly into betrayal. You protect your mind and heart. You rise above drama and manipulation. Be the lion. Walk with awareness, strength, and calm authority. Protect your thoughts, your actions, and your energy. Rule your world with strategy and clarity. Survival is not about fighting. It is about seeing reality clearly and acting wisely. CTA. If this sharpened your vision, subscribe to Filler Foundry. Most people choose comfort over truth. You didn't. And if you want knowledge I can't share publicly, click join and enter the architect level. The algorithm hides power, but not from those who seek it. Silence is your roar. Observation is your weapon. Reality is your kingdom.